Hi everyone, it's Rena, and today we are talking about baby hairs, facial hair, and undercuts. So if that's something you're interested in, keep on watching. Okay, so we're in my V-Road studio. We're gonna start off with Quinn again, and we're gonna go over different facial hairs. She doesn't have facial hairs. We're gonna go over baby hairs. Why does she look so angry? I promise I'll come back and finish editing you later. She looks so angry up there. Okay, so we are going to practice baby hairs on Quinn. This character is available on my booth, so you can get her if you want. She will look exactly like this, but we are going to play around with her current baby hairs. So I made this baby hairs using like the swooping kind of method, where if you were to actually do baby hairs on yourself, you'd use like some kind of like brush or a toothbrush or something like that and kind of swoop in the hairs as such. So I'm going to show you how to create these in V-Roid. So I will let you know firsthand, I am using a drawing tablet. I'll have a link in the description of what kind of drawing tablet it is. It wasn't that expensive. It was like $80 Canadian, compared to the other ones that are like a few $100, like $300 or so. Anyways, yeah, so that just helped make these a little bit easier. Let's start with going into the face. So in face editor, you're going to go to textures. You're going to go see the skin. And then you're going to click on here, your layer section, and create a new layer. It would really help if you actually click on the right area, because clearly I didn't do that. So we're going to click on the skin layer to make sure that this layer is here. I'm going to hide my original baby hair layer, and then I'm going to create a new layer. Okay, so now that we have that done, she is now exposing her lovely forehead, her 5 head I should say, because it's quite large. So we are going to pick a color that is similar to the hair texture itself, and that's probably the easiest way to make baby hairs. I don't know why this is like this. Let's go to a brownish color, and then you're going to make your stencil. I hope if I was actually on drawing. Stencil nice and small, around like 10 to 14. I always like to move this section in. If you're going to draw directly on the canvas here, I do this in 2 methods. I either draw it on here, but when you do it on here, just beware that you have a harder time knowing where the hair is going to fall on the skin, and the lines could come out very harsh. So if you are drawing with a mouse and keyboard, I don't even think I can do that unless my tablet's unplugged. But you want to try to make very soft lines. And then of course move your character here to where she is in view, and then kind of just do little soft lines. So I'm going to do 1/2 of her hair on the canvas over here, on the UV map here, just to kind of give you an idea of what the difference would be. For baby hair style, it really depends on what you're looking for. I usually try to swoop it in and then swoop it out and pull it back and pull it back in. Something kind of like that. So I'm going to show you how that would play on here. So we have this part of her head being visible. We're just going to work with that side of her face. How do you do that? So let's just play around with, I'm pretty sure I did a video about this before, but you just play around with opacity to lighten some of those lines, and then the sizing also plays a big part. And of course, having a steady hand So yeah, that's pretty much how you would create that. I am so sorry that this might be a little boring. There's not really much to talk about on this one. It's just literally just draw lines. Try to make it as light as possible. Try and make it gentle. That's all I can say. How's your day going? How many characters have you created? You know, you should really check out my Instagram and share some of your lovely creations with me, because I would actually really love to see those. It'd be pretty cool to see if anyone followed any of these tutorials and would like to share. I know some people were saying that they are in the process of creating some characters, so I would really like to see how they turned out, and yeah, just create a community. Be fun. But yeah, it's pretty much how this would look. And then you would want to just kind of create it in a way that would suit your character's face. So that's how you would do it on the UV map. Yeah. I just realized this whole time I'm blocking her face. Let me move myself here. One second. Let's move me over here because I'm not that important. There we go. You can see her now. Okay, so now let's do this side where I'm going to be moving this over. Moving this like that so you can still kind of see it. Okay, so now we are going to draw on the actual character herself. So you can change this to UV map versus world. I just keep it as UV map. It's not that big of a deal. It doesn't really change all that much. I prefer to do baby hairs actually on the character itself. I find it's just easier to control. See, like the hairs are so much like softer, and I can see where they're landing. As you can see, I'm not the greatest with baby hairs because I actually don't do them in real life, like on myself. I just don't have the patience. But yeah, when I do it here, I usually can see like, hey, look, you can add this little thing here. It looks really cute if you do that. Add it and make them a lot lighter. I just never know what to do with the excess spacing because, like I say, I do not do them on myself. So she has like this little swoop here. What do you do after that point? I don't know. Do you keep going and then keep going like this? Oh, I don't know. What looks good for baby hairs? Tell me when you create yours, if you do them on yourself, how do you actually do them? Because I honestly just don't have the patience to do it on myself. That's probably why I kind of suck at them here. But look how light this could come out when you do it on the actual character versus when I did it on the UV map. So like if you're trying to really just map it out, I say do it on the character. And then if you really want to make it a little darker, keep drawing on the character. And then if you really want to, you can draw it on the UV map just to do a little bit of touch-ups there. But I just love how it looks like when you draw it on the actual character. Like I can go a lot faster. I can be more specific. I'm not even trying very hard. And I think it looks okay. She now has that. It's just, yeah, so now it's like a lot lighter, and if I want to go in to make it a little darker, I just press a little harder. Obviously, this is different for me because I am using this drawing tab like I had said before, so I can make the brush strokes a lot lighter because the drawing tab has pressure sensitive versus a mouse. Definitely not pressure sensitive. So to each their own, your discretion, try to figure out what works best for you. But that's pretty much baby hairs in a nutshell. Honestly, just look up pictures of baby hairs and then you'll get an idea of how they should lay on a person's face. I'm just gonna fill this in a little bit more. It's kind of an ugly line up there, but I was gonna say that I could make it work, but no. It's too harsh of a line. We're just gonna, and it wasn't even in the right direction. I don't mind harsh lines if it's coming directly from like the scalp itself, because you would have thicker hairs coming out here and then it would just thin out. There you go, baby hairs. Beautiful, great. What do you think? This one or this one? I think from a distance, this one just kind of just fills in the spacing versus in the distance. It's very light and still makes her forehead look a little big. So I kind of like the other one. But up close, I mean, this one's very interesting because it's like has like the little curly, detailed, whatever stuff. But anyways, that's baby hairs in a nutshell. Okay, now to the other features. I think this one I literally did try doing this on like mouse and keyboard with the mouse. So it is possible to do baby hairs with the mouse. This was actually done with the mouse. It was just really hard. It took a little time. Anyways, like I was saying, let's go to the next character. Okay, so this is Alex. He's also available in the booth. I don't remember if I made him paid or not. But we're gonna do fix up his undercut here. We're gonna make it a fade a bit more. So how I had started this, I went into face textures. So as you can see, I have drawn a lot of little dots here to do his like lineup here. If you're making a male character, if you don't do this, it looks really weird. Like if I could find what layer that is. There it is. So if you don't do that and you just work on the back here, it just looks really odd. And it just looks, no, it's a no for me. So we're gonna put that back. And now he looks 20 times better. Okay, so yeah, when you're creating characters like male characters like these, yeah, doing this lineup makes a world difference. So basically just draw a whole bunch of dots. You can put on mirror to make it a little quicker. When I made this originally, I don't remember what character I used it originally on. I used like a brown or a black color, and then I just kind of went in with like one of this, yeah, you can see that, yeah, up here. This made it very small, and kind of that's why you have like these little cloudy look of coloring. And then I did the same thing with the other ones. I kind of just used a combination of these three tools, brush shapes, and changed the opacity and the width of it. So that's pretty much what we're gonna do with the back here. We're gonna make this more into a fade. So this was done on the body. It's a bit harder to do because it's so far away. As you can see here, his character skin, I tried to make it a bit more of like a fade. I'm not really sure what happened on that because most of it's hidden underneath his luscious hair of noodles. You don't really see it that much. Okay, so new layer, we are going to move this in. Zoom it in. If anyone knows how to like move this, that'd be greatly appreciated. I saw one person do it and I was like, why didn't you tell me how to do this? I don't know how to do that. Why? How? Teach me your ways of moving this in. But yeah, not important. Okay, 5 o'clock shadow. Just kidding. We are doing an undercut. Yeah, it's literally a lot of tapping. You can see it filling in over on the right hand side here. Let me just move this in here like that, because I mean, it makes no difference. You can't zoom in with this properly. At least I don't know how to. We're just gonna fill this in just a tad. You could also do it on here too, like if you really want to, but I mean, this is pretty much how you make a fade. You kind of just do a lot of little dots. It's very repetitive, takes a lot of time. Once you finish that, honestly, I suggest saving a copy of it. So let's see if I have a picture. Okay, so like I was saying, once you've created it, save it. Export that file, man, because it will save you a ton of work. It'd probably be smartest to do this like on its own layer, so that way you don't have this linked with the hair. So that way, if you change the skin tone, you have its own copy. And won't make a difference, because like when I did this, I did it all in the same layer, as you can see. So the smartest way would be to do it on its own layer. Okay, and then the same thing for like the lineup. Like, this is what I mean, like don't do it on the skin layer. Like obviously draw it on a skin layer texture, but I mean don't have it on the same layer as your skin color, because then you'll just have this versus having a clear transparent background, and you can play it on any skin layer that you have. So yeah, once you create it, save it. And then the same thing goes with like beards and stuff. Just like look at pictures of what you're trying to achieve and then kind of just draw this out. So if you're wondering what the hell this is, I will show you. So yeah, this is a beard. That beard turns into this beard. That's what this looks like. So I just wanted it fully wrapped around his face, around his mouth, and then I wanted a bit of like shading on his forehead. So if you're wondering what this is, that was just the shading on his forehead, but really I just focused on this part growing around his mouth. Wrong character. And then kind of pulled it in so that way it kind of goes around the face. So that's pretty much baby hairs, beards, and undercuts in a nutshell. You just pretty much do a lot of dots. It does take a lot of time, but once you've made yours, just save it so that way you don't have to do it again. And it saves you a ton of work in the future when you create other characters. Anyways, I hope that helped. I hope this is not too long, but we'll see you in the next one. Okay, bye.